remind me, dear Lord. Something good have I done to deserve that old song? Why you love me? I can't understand. In the streets, meeting interesting people with big stalls. Today, we're blessed to be honored with the son of a legend. We're talking about the great Jason Henzell, or we're talking about Jason Henzell. It is the son because the legacy of the father has been handed down and in care of the son. Welcome, my brother. Now, we're at Jake's Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth. A beautiful Monday afternoon. The atmosphere is fantastic. I'll be here just to chit-chat with Jason. What's up?
The pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. You're with a great friend of mine.
I'm telling you, a matter of fact, we're working on the documentary of Delroy Melody. And the way Delroy spoke so highly of this man right here, I said, Delroy, we could not be far too without driving all over the world so we could talk. I'm honored. Jimmy Cliff, the other day come, his father is an icon. That movie has helped to bring the culture of Jamaica to the four corners of the world because it was the very first time Jamaicans get an opportunity to see themselves back on a film or on television or anything that is easy. So as a little boy in the 70s when the movies came out, I remember I was in Montego Bay. Left it, joined the line from early because by the time I get to 5 o'clock, so long. Strand Theatre in Montego Bay, you could not see the other day come there because there's no ticket, man. It was a sensation and still is. As a matter of fact, it has propelled Jimmy Cliff to Sir Jimmy Cliff, and the boulevard, the hip strip, is now named after Jimmy Cliff. So thanks to your dad. How does it feel? How does it feel to be walking in those giant shoes?
We had a special relationship, you know? Yeah, man. And, you know, growing up with my parents, they were both artists. And, you know, I lived in Kingston, at 10A West Kings House Road. I mean, lived and worked in the same place. You know, my parents used to live at 56 Road. But then the day you were born, it said no children. So when my mother got pregnant now, they bought a property down the road. And that's where I grew up, man. And my father had his advertising agency, his production office. So, you know, being a child and growing up and seeing all these artists, all these creative people come to check my father, you know, it was just an amazing environment to be in, you know, and to experience that and see the respect that, you know, they had for him and he had for them. And then, of course, you have foreign groups now as well, production companies.
His father was like the hopper in Jamaica. Whenever you want to find anything that has to do with culture and talent and so on, and that was like, you know, you have to go through the Henzell before you get the thing else.
But when it came to film, you know, because they said that Harder Day Come was the name that brought reggae to the world.
It is. And the culture of Jamaican people, the first time we get a chance to see ourselves in the force.
It's the first time a Rasta had ever been on screen.
On screen ever. So is this history in every aspect of the way.
Yeah.
And that should be taught in this place because history should be told. I'm like that.
Yeah.
What was it like when you laid eyes on Jimmy Cliff as a young boy? What was this?
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I was with Jimmy on a flight from New York to about 10 years at the wheel. And I hadn't seen Jimmy in a while. And when the door opened for the plane, I landed in Jamaica, the first person looked at him and said, "Well, I'm not even here." So I thought, okay, maybe it's just coincidence. We go to the end and go up to the immigrator. "Well, I'm not even." It's about 5 people. And he said, I said, "Jingle, vote me."
Everybody
Instead of Jimmy Clayton. And suggest that anywhere I go in Jamaica is Ivan and Bomb back. That good. I mean, I was surprised, shocked, honored, But you know, it's the same thing with car shop. People not them pussy. Of course, look right. No,
Oh,
it's funny right now. It's one was it. No, this all movie, you know that. So I'm trying to wonder, like, how many movies, like, close to 50 years later, right? I did not to say them man about big careers. They had big careers.
but they were known actor and an artist.
So what I'm there, how many movies are the known actor still referred to as the character of the name in the movie?
Let me address those who probably don't understand. Ivan came from Ivanhoe Martin, which was the name of a notorious gangster in Jamaica at the day. So when they called Jimmy Cliff Ivan, they referred to the character of the movie All in Color, because that was the name of the character, not Jimmy Cliff, but Ivan. And then Huzzy is also the character's name for Carl Brachter.
Right.
The famous scene was in the bullet when they said, "I'm a cat here! No, I'm a cat too!" I can't do this. It was a draw. It was a draw. But your dad went on to do other things.
Yeah, man. You know, listen to that. See, we're in a master's club, the insignia here. With my dad did a musical.
Wow.
The centenary of master's club is like, wow, 100 year old. And you know, I remember as a kid going to watch it, and you know, the amounts of international recipe that
You went down for that.
Daddy just loved the Jamaican culture and respected its sword porch. And, you know, he said that when you went to Miami Airport, you know, you could see cultures from all over the world. They just look at Jamaica and wow, my real can't be friends.
It's a total thing. But you know, I have to touch on it because this is very important to me. You mentioned the fact that your father loved culture so much. And you love culture so much. I love culture. Some of us in Jamaica don't really understand the gifts that we have. So we fight among ourselves. We get involved in other things that are becoming of this great culture. And we need to start doing better, listening to some words coming out of Jason's mouth. His father was a renowned cinematologist, I would classify it. You know, we need to start to buckle up and show more love and utilize. You know, the word bumbleclot is a petty word.
I heard of that.
No, see, the Spice went overseas the other day, and I remember the honorable Prime Minister. I'm not knocking the honorable Prime Minister, but the word bumbleclot is a festival somewhere in Germany. I think there's a drink known as the bumbleclot drink. Is that me saying that it is true? It's marketable.
She's just making an example of how influential the Jamaican
Culture really is.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not rare for people to take their own culture for France, you know, and look at it even now, like the young are becoming legal around the world. You know, there are lots of people who are coming to Jamaica, and investing in companies. I want him to learn, like, from the Rastafari indigenous farmers here, you know, how much it means to them, and the fact that it's a way of life. It's a spiritual, journey for them, you know, whether hard-working laborers in a cane field, or someone writing a song, or, you know, doing anything creative. You get me? So we Jamaicans tend to think that our culture is granted. But then at the same time, sometimes, you know, when we see the young Japanese coming here and they're going to a dance downtown,
Ready,
you know,
upload Mondays and all those shows.
going to a show, a session at Ding Dong Pad up there down below the stadium.
That is it, right? And that is not a pleasant place.
All of a sudden, a minibus showed up with like 18 girls who were from like Russia. You see that? And when the girl them start dancing,
You thought it was Jamaican girls dancing out there.
Trust you know, they had the different dance, every different sound. And listen,
I see them at very you know, because, you know, sometime after very at them.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the famous James resort. We get everything that's straight here. We're here close to the city. As you can see, we took some pictures and I showed them photographs to you. And we're having a chit-chat with the son of Perry Angelo, film genius Jamaican, now transferred to the son. He was having a great time with Delroy Melody and, of course, Roland Burrell. Tell us a little bit more about Jake. Well, we want to know about Jake so people can come on down and enjoy this. This is life.
So Jake's is I get woman in Pretty Beach.
Where the name Jake come from?
Yeah, so my mother had a parrot called Jake.
Yeah, this first, ladies and gentlemen, Jake's, the famous Jake's name after up.
Yeah. One day she just looked at the parrot and she just said, going in the place after you. So if anything go wrong, I can't. As it turned around, now everybody call me Jake.
Oh, they don't call it this for the boy.
If you ask for Jason,
Nobody know who that is. But remember, I don't know if you remember, what's his name? Johnny Cash did a song named Sue. The man who named his son Sue. Because he wanted his son to grow up as a fighter. So if him give him that female name, it will force him to fight and defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so look at it, the name Sue. So Jake's with the parrot.
So this is a fishing village.
It is, yeah.
And my grandfather built that patch here in Fort Wash.
Wow. Right on the spot right here.
The property's over from here.
Yeah.
So then my mother now started Jake's at a restaurant in 1993. So then I joined her in 95 and said, let's live in rooms out there. So now we have wings, cottage, villas, and it's also a farming district. Behind us is the Key of Fame, which is the breadmaster top of
Right. St. James, they say it is.
and so, you know, it's a very productive area. So it's not all about tourism. It's more about farming and so on.
How can people locate you on the internet?
JakesHotel.com.
Jake's Hotel, JAKES Hotel.com.
And, you know, people come from all around the world. I mean, now that from Dublin and Manhattan, Canada, it's a lot of Jamaicans come here.
It's got the prices reasonable, you know. My brother Jake, I mean, Jake makes it affordable so that Jamaican can come back home and enjoy the culture. You know, and we have to give thanks that we have brothers like him preserving the culture. That's why I keep a big thing down the road, you know. Spratt.
Jack Spratt.
Jack Spratt. Place, you know. Then keep it a whole bar at a great artist from them times. So it is an honor sitting here and having a one-on-one chat. Tell us a little bit more about you and Jake's.
Yeah. So growing up as with artists, parents,
How did that?
I wanted a more stable life for myself.
How could it be stable with?
Because it kind of freaked me out a little bit that both my parents were artists. I wanted something more stable and more secure. So I got into banking.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to get a bank income. That's what I wanted to do. And then I tried that and I loved it and I did well at it. And then when my mother started, I felt my childhood memory of our treasure was coming back to me into. I drew me man
away from my kid.
No man, I wanted to come and enjoy it and expand it. You know, like that. From back then, you know, it was only radio German black adults who were coming from it. No one else. Maybe some birch because of the evening. And I said, I beg you that if you got the word out, and it's, you know, people told my brother, and in the early years, Chris Blackwood did a lot to help to be at Soul Island Records and start back on.
They got Chris Blackwell, the Bob Marley legacy belongs to you. Man, I got self respect.
Yeah, man, it's true. So he had Strawberry, you know, he was on board. So he became a part of his marketing beat.
Yes.
So a lot of travel agents, travel writer, journalists, and eventually the word has got out, you know.
And it's very safe. If you look at me, I don't see any burglar bars and all that. It's a very safe community patrolled by the police, so you don't have to worry. You can come on down, walk late at night. And the food, I'm telling you, the food, especially down the south.
Yes.
Jack Spratt there. Yeah, I tell you. Now my wife came down there already. About 2 years ago, I called her on the phone and told her I was there.
Nice.
And I had a wonderful time. The food was marvelous.
So, you know, I'm blessed to know that my grandfather built this house in 41, you know, almost 80 years ago.
Wow.
And so I'm now the third generation. My children are the fourth generation to me enjoying the region.
Wow.
You know,
And we keep it doing it now a little bit. So no matter how much it takes to go and buy it outside her, if it's the Henzell property and it will, from one, that we should do that generational projects. We should do it, and even like the Benjamin pharmaceutical, they're over 100 years old. So we need to keep it, you know what I mean, to the next 50 years from now, it's going to be an editor. The next 100 years, an editor.
so my sister at Farm McDonald's at Royal Shadow. In the year 2000, you know, that literary festival called Calabash.
Okay, I've heard of it.
And it quickly became the largest literary festivals in Indiana finish. And I'm on the top 3 in the world. And
Are you still doing it?
yeah, we still do it every other year.
Every other year.
Every even year. So the first weekend of June 2020, just kind of will be 3 days of Calabash Literary Festival. We have Nobel laureates, authors from Africa.
Wow.
We carried all around.
How much was the idea? You have enough space?
Yeah, no man, everywhere fills up.
Everybody gets a piece of it.
The Treasure Beach just becomes
Above real tourists coming in.
people are adding ones and becoming like Airbnb properties. So the Calabash Festival is like, it's like it helped to put triggers on the top. You know, it became, you know, an iconic festival that you kind of had because, yeah, if you respected the arts.
With that.
Yeah, man. So you have writing workshops that came out of it. And, you know, it gave the author something to look forward to launch their book and to launch their work. And you have open mic, which is a part of it. And you have going on concerts on the Friday and the Saturday night, and then it ends with another concert and something. So it really gave a platform for authors and the poets to.
Anybody out of the family still stands behind the camera?
You know, my sister is a producer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she did a documentary called One People that they celebrated Jamaica's 50th anniversary.
Wow. Well,
So my sister Justine.
Big up Justine, anyway, you are keeping that legacy alive. As we speak, a little rain begins to fall, so you know it's a positive.
And then my sister helped to finish up my father's second movie, which is No Place Like Home.
Oh, place love.
You know, which is a love story between Jose
Paul Brock.
here and Susan Amaro, who was from New York, a lady. And it's really, whereas Holiday Come was more like a Kingston street kind of, and this is more like a road trip around Jamaica. And I lots of Nick Reed in the early 70s when there was little to no development, man. So it's a very different movie from the Holiday Come. And, you know, make sure you tune about No Place Like
No Place Like Home. I can't miss that. Justine, Henzell. We can't miss the movie there. Well, it's about that time. Thank you very much for your time. We back to 5 minutes. We're down to about 15. I mean, we're grabbing Jason. Am I saying it correctly?
We haven't spoken about my great friend.
Yeah, we have to. Well, of course, that's where it is. Tell us a little bit more about
Love man in it as that you know, and whenever he comes into a place it's like a ray of sunshine at your yeah, you know. You found that Jack's Brad, you know, several times, you know, you just bring such a love and a heritage, you know, you appreciate the music was from, you know, in the late 60s when like that's 68, right? Big J Pop, you know, and Lawrence here.
That's it. Long ago you started that concert, Lisa?
Yeah, I wasn't even born in family. 69.
Okay.
Music is done.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, that's great comment for man.
And I've been performing here probably about 6-7 years straight. And
Yeah.
The only time I don't perform here is when I'm away.
Right.
But as long as I'm in Jamaica, yeah, man.
With him on the show, we always have a big New Year's Eve show, firework. I'm impressed.
You know, one day I don't catch it, one day, he never know I was in Jamaica. But him like, step up each one, like, because, what do I think, man, him and the Woods Raddy?
Yeah.
Woods Raddy explain what they never have no one, the people of the show. Says like to Mark, like, boy, I must have arts, you should have nobody to watch. I'm like, to be one somebody, he went from my mind and I get around there, the book and the thinking that. But then we end up in phone and goes about my mom call. And both cool ring and I'm the answer. And he's over there. This is why we can't open the show. I'm say, yeah, man, and say, all right, make him talk to the guitar, the leader for the band first.
Yeah.
I hear what him said. And then put it, do I same get out open now? Do I say, oh, you would like me? I say, I wouldn't not know. And him said, you're and you. Is that forget, man? Tell them right to call me and tell me the rhythm them what you want. Yes. Yes, man.
But you know what we're gonna do?
No rehearsals, we just come.
You know what we're gonna do, Jason, since we're sitting here?
Yeah.
And it's raining a little bit. We're gonna ask Roland Bird to give us a little piece of Stormy Night.
Oh my God.
Weird.
Because they say, have you ever been outside and the rain is falling? Give it to us, Roland.
The New Year is in night, yeah.
It's falling. Yes, in the warm and the cold and stormy night. Yes, I'm here. Have you ever been outside when the rain is falling? There. In the warm and the cold and stormy night. Yes, yeah. With not even a roof over your head. Oh, that's it. You with it. With not even a roof over your head. Dear now, but I was there. Yes, clock's got his gun. Have the sounds of a man. Ain't got no home. I'm here to set the brain started. Yeah.
And of course, Jason Henzell, and of course, my friend Delroy Melody, and yours truly, Claude Big Stone Sinclair. What a beautiful afternoon.
Yes, not to death.
Any shout out you want to shout out to Jason Henzell?
That's why, shout out to my dad and all of the shoulders that we're standing on today and celebrating Jamaica. Film, music, any kind of culture. And, my sister and I are committed to doing something at 10A Rescue Reserve that really celebrates the history of Jamaica and the film and the importance of Jamaican film. Yeah, to honor not only my father's legacy, but everyone else who, from Jamaica on the stream. Because, not everyone can have the words just come to Jamaica. So to be able to download something on film, I know, we had a big part to play in the foundation of the brand. So, the legacy lives on and the work lives on. It evolves and you have different interests coming in. And, here you are today, coming down from
Playing my little part down here just to make the legacy, because that's what I believe in too, the founding father. Those who have paved the way and leave that legacy, we should respect, honor it to the next generation, pass it on down so that we can still have that craft of a Perry Henzell, the craft of a Delroy Melody, the craft of a Jason Henzell, the craft of a Roland Burl, and even myself, Claude Sinclair. Because anything that we do, we put 110% into it. We want everyone to understand, appreciate, and enjoy. It's a pleasure. No. Thank you very much. It was impromptu, ladies and gentlemen, but thank you very much, son. And that is very nice time. But guess what? Brought up with a thing, just right here. In my thing, top gig. Can't get them a big dollar from Jason. And I put something like, we have a game on it now. We hang it up on it.
All right. The new tune now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's midnight,
Yeah.
Because, big up my sister, Christine. Yeah. Because, you influenced me to sing that song, Sing it. It goes something like, I wanna hold you, squeeze you, love you all over. That's the way I think of you. I swear to you it's true.
I figured by now you and I would take the road, but instead I'm feeling weak, lying in my bed, questions in my head. But when all is still, just remember I'll take the love I feel for you with me until, come on, it's midnight, and I'm still drinking like always.
You go part of the woman them, you see it? Boom bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, there
Yes.
a Starry
That's the way,
it's midnight,
that's
yes,
it.
and it's big store that
Roland Burry, I did
the one.
Nina Rasta said so. Mama Claudia, you can say, you know. Yeah, man. Blessed Lord.
Okay.
Can't see a thing.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Talk to you.
Yeah, the Bible is still on to what they look like. Yeah, yeah, the brothers here we